Hello, we are from AC1101E, Group 2, are going to present the topic of compound interest and annuity. Without further ado, let me introduce myself and my group members. First, my name is Daniel Hadif bin Azizan as the group leader, and I will be answering question 1 and 2 of part A.
My name is Adam bin Azmi and I will answer question 3 part A.
My name is Nur Azmina binti Nur Afendi and I will answer question part B, number 1.
Hi, my name is Nista Izati and I will answer part B, question 2.
Before we start answering this question, these are the following formulas that will be used for these questions. Hello, my name is Daniel Hadif and today I will answering question 1 part A. In this question, Sarah plans to buy high-end gaming setup that costs 12,000 ringgit. However, she currently has only 10,000 in her savings. She is currently considering two options, which is option 1 and option 2. Now, let's look at question 1. After determining the variables, which is N is 3, P and 10,000, and I is 0.038. I forgot to mention that we will be using the formula S equals to P, 1 plus I, power of N. Okay, after inserting all the variables in the formula, we need to calculate and we will get RM 11,183 and 87 cents. The gaming setup cost 12,000 ringgit. This means that she short on 816.30 cents. Let's look at option 2. The variables are P is 2,000, N is 3, I is 0.06. We will be using the same formula, which is S equals to P, 1 plus I, power of N. After inserting all the variable inside the formula, we will get RM 2,382 and 3 cents. This means after minus the with the original value, she needs to pay 382 and 3 cents. So the question is, which one is the more financially wise for Sarah to buy her gaming setup? The most financially wise for Sarah is option 2, because option 2 is more financially wise for Sarah due she only needs to pay RM 382 and 3 cents loan interest compared to RM 816 and 13 cents shortage. That's all for question 1. The next question that I will be answering is question 2 part A. In this question, Alif plans to sell his shop lot. If he sell his shop 5 years later, she will earn 800,000 ringgit. And the other hand, he plans to sell it now and invest. But in this question, we will be using the formula S equals to P, 1 plus I, power of N. The variables given is I 0.052 over 12 and N is 12 times 5 equals to 60 and P is 650,000. By inserting all the variables into the formula, we calculate, then we will get 842,531 and 16 cents. This means that the most amount of money at the end of the 5 years is sell the shop now and invest it on a fixed deposit account, because Alif will earn more money compared to if he sell the shop 5 years later. That's all from me. Thank you.
I will explain question number 3. First, Nufazana's daughter is currently 10 years old and is expected to enter medical school at the age of 18. Nufazana first deposit RM 15,000 into an education fund that earns 5.5% interest compounded semi-annually. 3 years later, she adds another RM 8,000 to the same account. To calculate the future value of each deposit, I use the compound interest formula. A equals P times 1 plus R over M raised to the power of MT. For the first deposit of RM 15,000, the money remains in the account for 8 years. After applying the formula, the accumulated amount becomes RM 23,152.65. For the second deposit of RM 8,000, it is deposit 3 years later, so it earned interest for only 5 years. Using the same formula, the accumulated amount becomes RM 10,493.21. Next, I add both accumulated amount together. RM 23,152.65 plus RM 10,493.21 equals to RM 33,645.85. Therefore, the total accumulated amount in the education fund when her daughter turns 80 is RM 33,645.85. To find the total interest earned, I first calculate the total amount deposited. RM 15,000 plus RM 8,000 equals to RM 23,000. Then I subtract this amount from the final accumulated value. RM 33,645.85 minus RM 23,000 equals to RM 10,645.85. So the total interest earned is RM 10,645.85. Finally, we need to determine whether Nufazana has at least RM 30,000 for her daughter university expenses. Since the fund contains RM 33,645.85, which is more than RM 30,000, Nufazana will have enough money. In fact, she has an extra RM 3,645.85 above the required amount. Thank you.
My name is Nur Azmina binti Nur Afendi, and I will answer question part B, number 1. For question 1A, we have to find the monthly payment, which is, this is how you find it. Why I take 5 over 10? Because it already mentioned in the question, 10 is the total of these three. Then we got the down payment. Next, we have to do the loan amount, which is in the question already mentioned, boutique hotel worth 4.5 million. Then we have to minus it with the down payment, and we got it. And then we have to find the interest rate, which is, this is how you do it. It's actually K over M. Then we got the answers. Then we have to find the n, which is 25 multiplied with 12. As you can see, I take it from the question 12 because it's a monthly payment. Then we got 300. Then we can use this formula and just fill in with all the value we got it. And finally, we got the monthly payment, which is 18862.98. Moving on to the next question, which is calculate the total in charge on the loan, which is I use this formula. Firstly, I do n multiplied with r, which is I got this one. Then I minus it with a, and I got this, the answers. That is how we find it. Then we do the C, which is if he fails to pay the first three money payment, find the amount he has to pay on the fourth payment in order to settle outstanding area. So we can use this formula since it's the amount, which is S, and it's already given on the question, which is 4. Then we can just fill in all the information we got, and this is the answers. Moving on to D. Immediately after paying for 15 years, he decides to settle the balance of the loan. Find the settlement amount, which is, we have to count the paid period, 15 multiplied with 12. We got 118 months. And the total period is 300 months. And the remaining period is 300 minus 118. And we got 120 months. And we can use this formula, which is A. A is settlement. And we can just fill in with all the value we got. And finally, this is the answer.
Okay, for this question, I use the future value of ordinary annuity formula because Daniel deposit RM600 every month into his saving account. First, I identify the information given in the questions. Let's see the questions. Daniel plans to completely renovate his kitchen, which will cost RM45,000. He can only afford to save RM600 a month in a bank that offers 5.1% interest compounded monthly. How many monthly deposits must Daniel make to accumulate at least RM45,000? So as you can see here, the future value is the 45,000, while the monthly deposit is RM600, the amount that we need to pay every month. And the interest rate is the 5.1% compounded only, which is 12 months. And then, in order to get I, we need to divide the K and the M. So it will be 5.1% divided by 12. Therefore, we get 0.00425. Then, I substitute all the values into the annuity formula. This is the annuity formula. After substituting, I divide 45,000 by 600 and obtain 75. Okay, this is after substituting. And I divide 45,000 by 600 and we get 75. Next, I multiply both sides by 0.00425, giving 0.31875. Then I rearrange the equation to isolate the term containing. Since it's an exponent, I use logarithm to solve for. By applying the logarithm law, I obtain 65.3. Because the question asks for at least 45,000 and Daniel cannot make a fraction of a monthly deposit, I round up the answer to 66. Therefore, Daniel must make 60 monthly deposits to accumulate at least 45,000.
So that is all the answer for question for the topic annuity and compound discount. That's all from us. Thank you.